Have you ever been deep in an AI development workflow, just stuck? Well, this explainer's for you. We're going to dive into a system that's designed to flip the script, turning that frustrating, vague feedback into a real partnership with your tools. So let's get right into it.
We've all been here, right? You spend time crafting what you think is a perfect prompt. You run it through an evaluator, and what do you get back? A number, a score. Let's say it's a 0.7. Okay, not bad, but not great either. The real problem is, what on earth are you supposed to do next?
And that, right there, is the voice in our heads. This quote really gets to the heart of the issue, because it captures that gap between getting data and actually knowing what to do with it. A score is pretty much useless if it doesn't point you in the right direction. And that's the core user problem this whole new system is built to solve.
So where do you even start to fix this? Well, the first and honestly the most critical step is for the system to stop guessing and start actually understanding what you, the user, are trying to accomplish. Before it can give you any good advice, it has to get what your goal is.
Now check this out. The scale of this improvement is just massive. The old system was right about 63% of the time, which is okay, a little better than a coin flip. But the new system, it jumps to nearly 92% accuracy in figuring out what you want. That's not just a small tweak. That's a game changer. It means the system goes from being unreliable to being a partner you can actually count on. This accuracy is the bedrock for everything else we're about to see.
And this is how they pulled off that huge leap in accuracy. They got rid of vague categories and built what they call a deliverable-driven taxonomy. You can think of it like this. Instead of throwing all your mail into one big messy pile, it knows exactly what's a bill, what's a letter, and what's a package. By focusing on the final thing you're trying to make, whether it's code or an email or an image, the system just gets it. All that guesswork is gone.
Okay, so now the system understands your goal with incredible precision. So what's next? Well, this is where it gets really cool, because now it can make the evaluation itself smarter, more relevant, and believe it or not, a whole lot cheaper.
This is such an important difference to understand. You see, a generic system uses the same checklist for every single prompt. But does it really make sense to check a Python script for cinematic lighting? No, of course not. The new context-aware system is smart enough to know that. It looks for things that matter, like type hints if you're writing code or style descriptors if you're trying to generate an image. It uses the right criteria for the right job.
So the secret sauce here is this thing called context-aware evaluator selection. Basically, using that 92% accuracy we just talked about, the system doesn't just apply smarter rules. It actually picks the best tool for the job. It automatically selects a specialized AI model that's perfect for that specific context. And that one simple, smart choice has a massive payoff for you, the user.
Yep, you are reading that correctly. 100%. Because the system is so smart about picking the right model for the context, it can almost always choose a super effective specialized model that also happens to be free. So what's the result? You get better quality feedback, and the cost for you to run that evaluation drops to absolutely zero. That's not just a nice little perk. It's a huge barrier to creativity and iteration that's just been completely erased.
All right, this is the moment where all the pieces click into place. The system understands you, it's evaluated your prompt intelligently and for free, and now it closes the loop. This is where the tool stops being a passive report card and starts becoming an active co-pilot right there in your workflow.
So let's rewind to where we started, with that frustrating, kind of useless score. You know something's off, but you have no clue what it is or how to fix it. You're just left guessing, wasting time and energy on trial and error.
And here it is, the after, the big reveal. Instead of a vague number, the system now gives you a direct, concrete suggestion for how to make your prompt better. It tells you exactly what to do next.
And look at how specific this feedback is. For code, it might say, hey, add type hints for your parameters. For an image, you should probably add some style descriptors. This is only possible because the system actually gets the context. It's not some generic advice you could find anywhere. It's the right advice for the right task delivered at the right time. This means you spend way less time trying to figure out what a score means and more time actually building cool stuff.
So when you put all of these pieces together, that super accurate intent detection, the smart evaluation, the actionable feedback, what you end up with is something way more powerful than just a prompt optimizer. You get a genuine AI co-pilot that's actually dedicated to helping you get better.
This right here is your new journey. It's a virtuous cycle. You submit a prompt,
The system totally gets it, it evaluates it correctly, and then it gives you the exact feedback you need to improve. So every single time you use the tool, you're not just getting a better prompt out of it, you're actively learning and getting better yourself.
So what's the big picture here? It's that the tool has evolved. It's gone from being a passive utility to an active coach. The real goal isn't just to hand you an optimized prompt on a silver platter, it's to give you a mini lesson in prompt engineering every time. You're literally building your own skills with every single interaction. And that's really the powerful idea at the core of this whole system. It kind of points to a future where our tools aren't just assistants that do what we say, but are actual partners that help us grow and become experts faster. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What becomes possible when every tool we use is designed not just to work for us, but to make us better?